In March 1972, a group of scientists at MIT published a report that sent shockwaves across the globe. Its name was The Limits to Growth. The conclusion was chilling. Human civilization is on a path to complete collapse before the year 2100. The reason? We are exceeding the carrying capacity of this planet. But what exactly is that number? How many people can Earth actually sustain? The answer might just make you rethink the entire future of humanity. Right now, there are 8 billion of us on this planet, but scientists say Earth can only sustainably support 3 billion. What does this mean for our future? In 1999, Professor David Pimentel at Cornell University dedicated 20 years of his life to answering one critical question. How many people can Earth sustain with a modern standard of living? He and his research team crunched the numbers, looking at everything: available farmland, fresh water, energy, mineral resources, and the ecosystem's ability to regenerate. Their results, published in the journal Environment, Development, and Sustainability, were shocking. To maintain the living standards of an average European, Earth can only sustainably support 2 billion people. If we accept a lower standard of living, a maximum of 3 billion, we are currently at 8 billion people. Do the math. This means we are consuming resources more than 50% faster than the planet can naturally replenish them. We are eating into the capital instead of living off Earth's interest. And history has shown us time and time again what happens when a civilization does that. Let's travel back in time to the year 1200 AD. Easter Island, or Rapa Nui as the natives called it, was a tropical paradise in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Lush, green forests covered the island. Birds filled the skies. The coastal waters were teeming with fish. The population was small, only about 3,000 people, and they lived in prosperity. They built the giant Moai statues, some standing up to 10 meters tall and weighing 75 tons. But then, the population began to grow. By 1722, when the Dutch explorer Jacob Roggeveen first set foot on the island, he couldn't believe his eyes. There wasn't a single tree taller than 3 meters left on the entire island. The population had crashed to just 2,000 to 3,000 survivors. What remained were hundreds of unfinished Moai statues, scattered around the barren landscape, silent witnesses to a collapsed civilization. Without trees, they couldn't build boats to fish. Without trees, the soil eroded, making farming impossible. Without food, they resorted to cannibalism. This isn't a legend. This is the hard truth, confirmed through analysis of human bones and decades of archaeological research. Now, let's look at a much larger civilization, the ancient Maya Empire. This was one of the greatest civilizations in human history. They developed a complex writing system, advanced mathematics, and an understanding of astronomy that was astonishingly accurate. In the year 750 AD, the Maya Empire reached its peak. The population was estimated to be between 5 and 15 million people. They had dozens of major cities like Tikal, Copan, and Palenque, supported by sophisticated agricultural systems with terraced fields. But there was a problem. The population was growing much faster than their ability to produce food. To feed millions, they had to clear vast areas of forest for farmland. They farmed the land continuously, without letting the soil rest, and they overexploited their water resources. Then, between 750 and 950 AD, a prolonged drought hit the region. Research on lake sediment from the University of Florida confirms this was the worst drought in 7,000 years. The combination of depleted soil and extreme drought caused their entire agricultural system to collapse. Without food, conflict erupted. Wars between the city-states escalated. By the year 950, great cities like Tikal, once home to 100,000 people, were completely abandoned. The Maya population declined by a staggering 90% in just 200 years. The rainforest slowly swallowed the pyramids and palaces, hiding them from view until they were rediscovered by Western explorers centuries later. The warnings go back even further. Let's travel to Mesopotamia, the cradle of civilization, the land between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. Around 3500 BC, the Sumerians created one of humanity's first great civilizations right here. They invented writing. They built the first cities. They engineered complex irrigation systems that turned the desert green. Their population grew rapidly. Agriculture flourished. But there was a hidden problem, slowly creeping up on them: salt. Their intensive irrigation, without proper drainage systems, caused salt from the river water to accumulate in the soil year after year. By 2400 BC, ancient records show that wheat yields had dropped by 40%. Farmers had to switch from growing wheat to the more salt-tolerant barley. But by 2100 BC, even barley production collapsed. The once fertile land had turned into barren salt flats. Cities were abandoned. The population scattered. The first great civilization in human history fell not to invaders, but to an environmental collapse they had caused by exceeding the carrying capacity of their land. So what about us today? We are 8 billion people, nearly 3 times the sustainable limit calculated by scientists. And the warning signs are already here. The Global Footprint Network reports that humanity now needs the equivalent of 1.7 Earths to sustain our current level of consumption. The Aral Sea, once the 4th largest lake in the world, has shrunk by 90% in just a few decades. The Amazon rainforest, the lungs of our planet, is losing an area the size of a football field every single minute. Groundwater aquifers that took thousands of years to form are being depleted in a matter of decades. We are doing exactly what the people of Easter Island, the Maya, and the Sumerians did, but this time it's on a global scale. The difference is, when their worlds collapsed, they had nowhere else to go. We don't either. This planet is our only home. The question is no longer whether we can survive. The question is, do we have the courage to change before it's too late? History has given us the warnings. The science has given us the numbers. The choice is ours. Thanks for watching. If this video made you think, please share it and subscribe for more content that matters.